Hi everyone, Miss Jessica here, back with another Maker Workshop Thursday craft tutorial. Today we are making a jungle dream catcher. How cool is that? Hopefully you were able to pick up your kit from the library. This has everything that you are going to need to make this today, and then some. So I've given you a lot of choices in your kit, so be prepared for that. Just a fair warning, this craft does get a little bit complicated sometimes, and we are dealing with hot glue. So if you need a grown-up's help, please, please, please make sure that you ask. No shame in asking for help when you need it, right? So without further ado, let's go ahead and crack into our kit and see what's inside, shall we? So in our kit, we have one embroidery hoop, 3 different colors of yarn, and then several other pieces in our kit. There are 2 large orange foam pieces, 2 smaller black foam pieces, several green leaf-shaped pieces, some plastic leaves, and a whole bunch of ribbon. So the only other things that you will need other than what came in your kit to make this are a pair of scissors and a hot glue gun. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to want to do is wrap our hoop in yarn, and I've given you enough yarn of the camouflage natural color or the brown to wrap around your entire hoop. So I guess just decide which color you want to be your hoop color, and then which color you want to be like your thread color. You have also an option of doing the bright green for your thread if you want to do that as well. But I think I'm going to go with the brown for my hoop color. So basically what we're going to do, find your end here, and then you want to tie your yarn, just a simple knot, somewhere near the metal notch, the tightener, I guess. And then basically you're going to pass the string around the hoop as many times as you can, and you can kind of scoot them up and tighten them as you go. You want this entire hoop to be covered in yarn, and that is actually, it's kind of this is the trickiest step of this, I think. It's just a little bit fussy and kind of time consuming, so if you need help from a grown-up on this part, please feel free to ask. But you want to just go ahead and go around and wrap your yarn around the hoop as many times as you can. And there we go. As you can see, I've got a fully wrapped hoop, and I've got a little bit of a tail here, but I've just gone and tied a simple knot in the back to tie the 2 tails together so they won't come undone. But if you wanted to, you could also put a little dot of hot glue right on the back of that knot so it'll stay in place. But I'm gonna go ahead and take a pair of scissors and snip this little tail off. All right, and then we have a fully coated hoop. So in order for something to be a dream catcher, we need the strings that go around through the hoops. And I think I'm going to use this this multicolored green yarn for the thread that goes around that. So basically what you're going to do is find the end of that, and pretty much just like last time, you're going to tie a knot somewhere near the metal part, nice and tight so it doesn't come undone. There we go. And basically after that, you're going to just crisscross your string around. So as you can see, I've just pulled it straight from the bottom, and then you go up at a slightly different angle. So you've got kind of like a crisscross there, and then you can cross it again, and you just kind of go around at a slightly different angle every time. So I have a little star now, which is kind of cute, but I'm going to keep going. And then you kind of want to end it up by the metal area again. And I'm just going to loop this around twice just so that it stays nice and tight. And then I will tie it All right, just like that. And then we can clip the excess off again. Take our handy dandy scissors. There we go, snip. This step is very forgiving, so if you don't necessarily like the shape that you ended up with, you can move your little threads around so that it's a slightly different shape. But I actually kind of like that. That's kind of cool. So this is our dream catcher so far, and it's looking a little funky, but that's okay. The next thing we're going to want to do is add a couple of little decorations, two very specific ones, before we add the ribbon around the bottom, because we want to kind of see how our dream catcher is going to stand. Basically, our goal is to cover this metal part. We don't want to see this when we're hanging our dream catcher on the wall, so we want to cover it up. And the way that we're going to do that is by taking one of our tiger ears and making that where its ear goes. So if we lay it out just like that, we can go ahead and glue our tiger ear down. This is where our hot glue gun is going to come in handy. I don't have a long extension cord, so unfortunately this is as far as I can go, but this is where our glue gun is going to come in handy. Basically, you're going to just place a line of glue along the bottom. Can you see that? And then press it down. You gotta work kind of quickly with hot glue because it does dry very fast. And please, please, please be careful. We'll glue our ear onto our dream catcher. And look at that, we've got a tiger ear. Very cool. And then we can take the inside of our ear as well as a little black triangle and do basically the same thing. Take our hot glue along the inside of the shape very carefully. Try not to hit your fingers. This is a much smaller shape to work with. And press it down just like that. And we've got one tiger ear ready to go. A little bit of cobwebs there, but that's all right. And then you can see from the back that it covers up the metal piece very nicely. That's exactly what we wanted. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue our next tiger ear down kind of where I want it to go. I think I want it right over this thread too. That looks nicely spaced. And we'll just press along the seam here so it stays nice and firm. And same thing, we can take our little black triangle and put some hot glue on the inside of that. And press that into place as well. And now we've got some tiger ears. How cute is that, huh? So the next thing that we want to make sure that we have is a way to hang our dream catcher. So I'm going to take a little piece of my green yarn. So I'm going to take about, let's say 8 to 12 inches of my green yarn. You want it nice and long, and then I'm going to just make a knot on the end so it makes a loop. You don't want to make a full knot. You don't want to pull this tight all the way down. You want like basically a circle of yarn like this, kind of cat's cradle style. And basically then we're going to take this and make a little lasso loop and bring this under the bottom of our dream catcher, kind of pull it halfway here, and then you're going to take the piece in your right hand and put it through the piece in your left hand and pull. So we've got like a little ornament hook basically. And there is how we're gonna hang these on the wall. If you want to trim your little strings here too, you can do that as well so they don't stick out all crazy. Now what we can do is start adding the ribbons down below. And this is the fun part. So we're basically gonna do the exact same method what we just did. And I'll show you an example. So basically you're going to fold your ribbon in half so it is like a loop shape. You can see it around my thumb. And then basically you're going to do the same thing where you loop it underneath so that the loop is in your right hand. And then you can pull the tails through the bottom. Do you see how I did that? and then you've got little dangly ribbons, just like that. And we're gonna repeat that process. You can use whichever ribbons that you want. You can also use yarn. I would actually encourage you to use yarn because that's gonna help you kind of fill out the shape a little bit more. And I think we'll do one more together and then I'll be right back with you while I get all of the other ribbons attached. But let's do one together one more time. So basically, take it and fold it in half. So you've got a loop. And slide your loop underneath your hoop. Holding it in your right hand, you take and bring the tails up and through. And pull. Just like that. Isn't that cool? All right, so I'm gonna finish up our decorating and then I'll be right with you. Okay, here is my dream catcher so far. I'm keeping it really simple. I'm just alternating some yarn and some of the thin green ribbon, but you can go crazy if you want to. We've got all kinds of different ribbons and things for you to choose from in there. I like this pattern, but I'm a pattern kind of person. If you want yours to be random and a little more creative, you go right for it. But this is what I have so far, and I really like it. So basically, the only thing left to do after this is to decorate the top part of it. So that's where all of the leaves and stuff come in. So we can go ahead and lay our dream catcher flat and essentially kind of place out where we want our leaves to go. I want them to stick out at fun angles so that they look like real leaves. And you kind of want to layer them and, you know, be creative with it. Just like that. That looks pretty cool to me. I think I want this like that. Yeah. Oh, I like how that looks. That's pretty cool. I'm going to trade these two for color. I also gave you some plastic leaves if you want to incorporate that into your design too. I might throw a little bit of a couple of these like littler fan leaves. I like the texture of those. They look pretty cool. So then I'm just going to go ahead and kind of lay this out. Or I'm going to go ahead and start gluing these things down. So I just took a little bit of my hot glue and I pressed that along the edge of the shape, and now I'm just pressing that down with my thumb. And now we can kind of start layering and having some fun with it, and it'll turn out pretty cool, I bet. I want to be able to see these, so I'm going to put this kind of further down. Please be careful with hot glue. Right, and there is my finished foliage, which I think looks really cool. So just as like a little life hack, I took one of the threads that makes up our like net, and I tucked this longer plastic leaf set into that. So it's just kind of like free fall in there. It's standing on its own, and I think that looks really cool. I did the same thing on the other side. I tucked the leaf underneath that one little piece of yarn, and then I kind of brought it forward and stuck it between these two pieces of foam. I think that looks really cool. It looks very jungly. I like it a lot. So when we hang it, when we hold it up like this, it looks like a dream catcher. Well, I had a ton of fun making this today. I hope you did too. If you want to show off your creation and it's okay with your grown-ups, go ahead and snap a picture of your dream catcher and then tag us on either Instagram or Facebook. On Instagram, it's at HC Library, and it's Hales Quarters Library on Facebook. So I would definitely love to see what you've come up with. But this is my finished dream catcher. I think it's really cute. I can't wait to hang it on my wall. I had so much fun with this craft today. I hope you did too. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day and a fantastic rest of your week. I will see you all next time. Bye.